Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless. Oh, those two guys just love to make themselves the center of attention as ratings for their shows have been released. This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about First Take ratings blowing out Undisputed ratings in the past 3 months. With the addition of Shannon Sharpe on First Take, it has been clear that viewers definitely prefer to watch First Take instead of Undisputed, despite the additions of Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin, and Richard Sherman on Undisputed. Ratings for Undisputed have still underperformed compared to what their ratings should be producing. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with a topic question. So here it is. What are your thoughts on the ratings of First Take and Undisputed? Honestly, I can't be too surprised by how the results are doing. Now, me personally, I don't mind watching Undisputed. I actually like the addition of Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin, and Richard Sherman. I actually like the rotating panel, but the general audience seems to not love that decision a whole bunch. Undisputed was averaging 120,000 viewers a year back when Shannon Sharpe was there, and when I say a year, I mean for each day that Undisputed was viewing during the Shannon Sharpe era. And now you look at what Undisputed is now producing without Shannon Sharpe, it's basically the same thing. However, here's the problem with the show of Undisputed. You added in 3 different guys, so instead of one guy making the show 120,000 viewers a day, now you got 3 guys paired up with Skip Bayless trying to make it 120,000 viewers a day. That is not successful whatsoever. And you look at the contract of Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is currently getting paid $8 million a year. Now, if you're FS1, why are you paying Skip Bayless all that money to produce 120,000 viewers a day? It just isn't good enough for the money that they are paying Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is a has-been. Now, I understand that Skip Bayless is the godfather of debate shows and that he's the one that invented all of this stuff, but it's clear as day that Skip Bayless doesn't have what he used to have in the past. He just doesn't have what it takes to bring in an incredible audience anymore. He's not the same guy that he was 10, 15 years ago. You know why he's not the same guy anymore? Because his gimmicks of trying to talk about LeBron James every day were old. His gimmicks of trying to rave about the Dallas Cowboys have grown old. His talks about Tim Tebow have died down since Tim Tebow has essentially been out of the NFL since 2013, at least as an NFL quarterback. Skip Bayless has ran out of content where people can go ahead and say, yeah, let me go ahead and tune into Skip Bayless 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every single weekday. People are just not interested in hearing Skip Bayless anymore. He just isn't that guy anymore. Now the guy that people listen to nowadays are Stephen A. Smith. That's the guy to listen to on 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time on First Take. Stephen A. Smith is able to produce a successful show with his theatrics, with his top 5 list where he yells, number 5, and then he says, give it to me. And then he'll list out the team, and then he'll explain how. That's what he does on every Tuesday when he does his top 5 list for NFL teams. That's called the Stephen A. Smith list. Obviously, you look at what First Take has been able to do without Max Kellerman. They've been a smashing success without him. I know a lot of people kept saying, oh, Max Kellerman, he got fired from First Take. Now their shows are going to be done. And I said, nope, their show is going to be perfectly fine without Max Kellerman. And guess what? That show is perfectly fine without Max Kellerman. Not only is it just fine, it got even better without Max Kellerman. You look at what First Take was averaging under the Max Kellerman era. They were averaging about 200,000 to 300,000 viewers a day. Now without him, now they're getting more in the 500, 600K area. And on days where they have Shannon Sharpe, it gets to even 700,000, 800,000. Shannon Sharpe just brings in more box office TV than Max Kellerman does. You look at First Take ratings the past 3 months, even the days that don't include Shannon Sharpe. According to Front Office Sports, First Take is bringing in 554,000 viewers per day, while Undisputed is still only raking in 120,000 viewers a day. In other words, First Take has almost 5 times the viewers that Undisputed has that they are bringing in each and every day. And I think part of the reason why Undisputed has not been successful is because of the rotating panel. Like I said, I don't mind a rotating panel of people because I'm a die-hard fan of Undisputed. However, these people that are watching Undisputed, most of them are casuals. It's going to be hard to develop chemistry with the audience and the cast members if the cast members are not there every single day. One day you might see Richard Sherman, another day you might see Keyshawn Johnson, another day you might see Michael Irvin. Sometimes 2 of those 3 will show up, and occasionally all 3 of them will show up. A show with Skip Bayless as a star just isn't going to work anymore in the year 2023, and it's not going to work in 2024. From what I've seen with ratings, I think that FS1 has to cut ties with Skip Bayless. I think the end of Skip Bayless's media career is coming soon, and I know some people might be saying, oh, why couldn't Skip Bayless just start up a YouTube channel and try to copy Shannon Sharpe with his Club Shay Shay show? But I don't think that's going to work because nobody is going to watch Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless doesn't have a big following on his own. Now, you look at what Undisputed was averaging last year. They were averaging around 120,000 viewers a day. Now they're averaging around 120,000 viewers per day on Undisputed without Shannon Sharpe. So in other words, they had to bring in 3 guys in order to just keep the number maintained around around 120,000 viewers. Meanwhile, First Take was able to increase their viewership by a lot. And you look at how First Take has been a smashing success with Shannon Sharpe, particularly on Mondays and Tuesdays. Some of their numbers reach 700,000, 800,000. I mean, the number is just really high. I want to read you guys two quotes from Front Office Sports that just illustrate everything that's going on. So according to Front Office Sports, let me read you this quote. So it says, quote, with more than 3 months of head-to-head competition between the reshuffle weekday shows, the verdict is in. It's Smith by a technical knockout from September to November. First Take averaged 554,000 viewers compared to 120,000 for Undisputed. What they're trying to say in that quote right there is that First Take, in other words, is way more popular than Undisputed. Undisputed is a small pond while First Take is a big lake. That's kind of how I'm analogizing it. And you look at the types of people in there. I'm going to compare it to fish in there. Okay, Skip Bayless right now is a big fish in a small pond. That's essentially what he's turned Undisputed into. Meanwhile, First Take is a lake because they're bringing in all kinds of different viewers and everything like that, and they're making the show a smashing success with Shannon Sharpe in there, and they're making things interesting. Now, do I still maintain my stance that Stephen A. Smith will be leaving First Take pretty soon? Yes, I think when the contract is up, he's not going to come back to First Take, not unless they pay him $20 to $25 million a year. But even if Stephen A. Smith leaves First Take, I think they're going to be in good hands. They got Shannon Sharpe on First Take, and Shannon Sharpe on First Take so far has actually been pretty tolerable to listen to. I actually enjoy listening to Shannon Sharpe on First Take, and I think the audience would agree with that because you look at viewership for First Take, it's gone up tremendously. First Take doesn't need Stephen A. Smith in order to be successful anymore. It used to be that way for several years, but in the year 2023, that is no longer the case. Now they can use Shannon Sharpe as the star of First Take, and they'll be just fine without Stephen A. Smith. Now they can rely on Shannon Sharpe in order to carry the show. I mean, I want to read you guys this other quote from Front Office Sports. So it says, quote, during the 2 weeks from November 27th to December 8th, First Take 581,000 viewers drew an audience 5 times greater than Undisputed, which only drew 105,000 viewers, according to sources. In fact, November ranked as the most watched month, 614,000 viewers, by the way, in the 16-year history of First Take. I don't know about you guys, but based on that quote right there, I'm seeing growth happening on the show First Take, and I'm not seeing growth on the show Undisputed. Undisputed has certainly had its moments. If you guys remember back in September, they brought on Deion Sanders to Undisputed, but other than that, they haven't really had too many memorable moments on there. In fact, the only time Undisputed really makes viral news is when Skip Bayless is beefing with one of his star members on the show. If Skip Bayless doesn't get into a clash with his co-workers, then his show is basically irrelevant. It kind of makes me wonder if he tries to get into a clash with other co-workers on purpose in order to just even generate views whatsoever. But no, he's not doing it on purpose. That's just who Skip Bayless is as a person, and his show is a failure. His show Undisputed is going to be canceled as soon as possible. I just don't see how the show is going to last too much longer. The show is on its dying heels. I know some people are going to say, oh, it's on FS1. Of course, the viewership is going to be worse than if it was on ESPN or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to say, what about First Things First with Nick Wright? First Things First, they're drawing over 200,000 viewers a day, and they're airing in the afternoon. Undisputed should be getting more viewership than First Things First. They should be getting more viewership than The Herd, but they're not, because Skip Bayless is just not an interesting TV personality anymore. People just don't feel drawn into listening to Skip Bayless anymore. Skip Bayless, I hate to say it for this guy, but the end of your media career is near you. If it isn't already there, if you're Skip Bayless right now, you're probably regretting the fact that you decided to beef with Shannon Sharpe over the DeMar Hamlin situation, because Shannon Sharpe was low-key saving the show, and without Shannon Sharpe, now you're basically rendered to some irrelevant sports pundit where nobody cares to listen to you. Skip Bayless, I hate to say it to you, but Stephen A. Smith owned you again on TV ratings, just like he has for the last 7 years. So that's why I am very disappointed in what Skip Bayless has done with this revamped show on Undisputed, as Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe are clearly proving to be better TV personalities than Skip Bayless is. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the Dustin Tran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Dustin Tran and at Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter at Dustin Tran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.